Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Issues at Hand, WBS TV. Peter Chivazo, your host. Another week, a particularly cold one if you live in this city, and an interesting one for anything. It's still worth every moment. This evening with me, I have Alhaji Nasantege Sevagara, and we are definitely going to ask what he is up to and where he's at. Welcome, Haj.
Yes, thank you.
And good evening.
Good evening to you and all of the viewers. Good evening.
Haji, the last time I saw you,
When
you
I wasn't
had
here.
picked... No.
Yes.
You had picked forms at the Electoral Commission.
Yes, okay.
Attempted to return them, and I think somewhere in between there, I lost you. I know the Electoral Commission has approved and given dates so far to 4 candidates.
Yes.
And you're not one of those.
Yes.
Did you abdicate? Did you quit? Have you gone back to Gorobi and decided to sleep?
No, you remember, I think we were together on the Electoral Commission at that time. First of all, I just want to thank all the Ugandans because I managed to get about 80 districts. But at that time, we were supposed to have a summary where you mention it on this district Kampala. I managed to get 120. Then you put it on summaries. They call it form summaries, which they want it in printed. So when I went there, they told us, okay, everything we receive it, but we request you to go and have this summary to be fill it. So we went back and then returned it back, and then they took our forms. But remember, those who have been mentioned there, 4. Those were the first one also to pick the nomination form. I think is Mr. Mbabazi was the first one on the first day. Then was second by NRM, and also Bwanika, you remember, he was on that bench. And I think there are 4.
Actually, now I know there is Professor Mariam Reba, there is Mbabazi, there is Bwanika, there is Besigye, there is Museveni.
Yes. And at the same time, Professor has not yet been nominated, not yet fulfilled their forms. And the same of us, because the screen is what they use on that forms. If you miss any letter or any, whatever the word, then the computer cannot read it. Be that we're using the people in village. They see the card, they fill it, and sometimes they're not good. Then when you put in the computer, but the good thing they advise you, say that, look, this name which you mentioned or this card which you mentioned, there's some error. We will request you to go and then fill it properly. So that's what we are doing.
Isn't that outside the time required? Because your colleagues have been gazetted, they've been given days on which they'll be nominated.
No, because according to them, they wrote to us with a letter. Unfortunately, I didn't come with that. The date which they give us is 23rd. They extended because there are people that apply. The period which they give to us was too small, was too little. Then they decided it's okay, according on your basis of application. Then we extended that one. So that is the last day which you're supposed to submit our papers, which by thank God that was already there. But it's even those ones who are not yet they have got error on their forms. They're still requesting them to go and then amend it until 23rd. So
Haji, you have attempted to run for president. This will be possibly the 3rd time.
No. It is only the 2nd time.
The first time, I remember in 2000, the campaigns of 2001,
Yes.
I remember you and your group storming UNEB.
Yes.
That time you didn't complete the process.
Yes.
The 2nd time, I think is the last time you decided to support Yoweri Museveni.
No.
You'd said you were going to run for president.
No. He's a Besigye.
I know you supported Kizza Besigye in 2001.
2001, yes. With the that was the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
The 2nd time you notified that you were going to run for president.
Yeah, but no. I never picked the poem.
Why do you think that then you did not complete the process? This time you will?
It is not the point of that one. Yes, at that time, you remember, maybe you didn't talk about when Savannah was standing for the president from the Democratic Party, and myself, I came as an independent. You remember that time, all the parties in opposition, they sat. The request said that is, look, as far as we can see, we request you to drop the presidencies, and we request you to go for the mayorship.
That's now 3. There were time 2006, 2001. Sebana ran in 2006.
Yes, 2006.
2001, you picked forms and you didn't complete the process. There was a hassle.
I never picked the form because at that time was the requirement. First of all, you need to get your education qualifications.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I remember your group storming UNEP.
We never picked up the form. But with the time when you took the form, this is the date which Savannah was, and I remember very well, Bill Otto, who was the Secretary General, because of the requesting for the opposition, they say as far as they're concerned, they see that it is a danger because nobody in opposition can win Kampala. So they requested me to drop out so that I can stand for the mayorship. Remember, I came very late. I think I went on that position of the mayor when it was on, I think, remaining about only 4 days. So I nominated myself, and then okay, I get a very good result. We win Kampala.
Yeah, but what is it now? Because where is the motivation for Haji to run for presidency? There's been sort of a weight measure around, and there is a largely agreeable thing that the main contenders as we speak now are Yoweri Museveni, John Patrick Amama Mbabazi, and Chiza Besigye are largely the 3 bulls in the corral. So, Haji, what is your motivation to throw a bit of money at it, to use it as a bargaining chip, to say, okay, Haji is in this race. If you have anything, let's sit at the table and trade off?
No. One of them is, first of all, you should come with your manifesto. What are you need to serve what is your product you send for the people there on your campaign? That's the issue number 1. Secondly, you should sit down and then do the research. I can give you a citing example. When you look on the people who have been registered in this time, there's 15,800,000 all the group. Central region, the registered voters are 5.8. 5.8. Then I think with the third one is Eastern, which is 3.9. Now go to the Western, where this so you would call me that's a big,
the big boys.
Big boys who came from. They are only 3.2. Now there is something wrong with Ugandans. How can you allow? You have more than 11 million voters. You don't want to participate, and you want to give the chance for only 3 people, 4 people, which have got contributing, or they've been fighting on their area, only 3.2 million voters. So when you look on that one, I think we don't have the calculation. We who have some of us in the politics. That's why I decided to say, look, when you look on that number, I think you can, if you have the product you are going to sell, the chance is big to win.
Haji, using that very same logic,
yes,
northern Uganda, central Uganda,
and Eastern,
yes, still had more voters than Western Uganda the last time.
Yes.
But when my friend Norbert Mao stood,
yes,
he barely made 150,000 votes.
Yeah, because the package was bad.
When John Sebana Chizito ran for presidency, he got around the country less votes than he had got as a mayor of Kampala.
Yes.
So the logic that you have a lot more people in the central region may not pass. Bwanika was here. Betty Kamia was here. They all come from the central, and they are pretty suave people. They barely made 100,000 votes between them.
Yes, the reason it could be so easy, for instance, is the current government, when you look on the machinery which they are used, it prevent others to go on the ground. Let me give an example. On this current government, they have got what called UPDF in call of the Gombolola size. You have PISO, you have LISO, you have DISO, you have ISO. Then you have another CP, which is, I think, the criminal preventers. All of those ones, they are looking for one person who is going to compete with them, who is going to want to see that they can solicit some votes. That's why I think that's a big problem. Unless you have a good package, I think this is way how you can able to enter that areas.
Haji,
Yes.
first it was the game of numbers. And I am saying those numbers have not worked for others.
Yeah.
Why would they work for
No,
you?
because of maybe they never saw the package. They didn't have a good package. When I look on Tebana's package, I think he was not on the ground for the people. When you go for the, I don't want to go for my friend Mao, maybe the same. He didn't have a good package. But I think you to come with the issues which you think is good able to sell for the then you can get the number. And I know and beverage is a lot, and those was, I think you should look on that perspective to see that you can able to get that numbers. One is a product. For instance, we came on 4 or 6 of them, but I can give you because we don't have time. In education, we think is we should change the education system which we have. And we create what you call instead of the white collar job, we go to the vocation. We go for the blue collar job. The concept we put a lot of money on that area, so that is our teenagers who left his universities with almost a degree or with a degree, they cannot get a job. So we say that let us start with vocation training, starting on the low basis, just the same as in India. You have what you call the technical vocation training on the technical, then you go technical college, you go technical universities. We intend to see that is we can able to even to create maybe for this, technical universities to achieve what is our goal, and then say that let us put more money on that area, so that if we can able to at least Chibazo, you know, remember that we are joining East African Community. We have the market over 140 million people. What are you going to sell? What is it going to sell?
Watermelon.
So it cannot work. So I think in our program, we want to see that is at least in terms of education, in vocation, will be number 1. Everybody who wants the cheapest or the good employee, it will come from Uganda. So that is, I think, will give us a way areas to see that we can achieve our goal on this African Development Bank, in East Africa. Now we go for the second issues, is agriculture. Uganda is blessed by the weather and even the surrounding on the country. But when you look on the budget, current budget, 15-16, they've been allocated about 480 billion. Ordinary person, you think is a lot of money. But if you divide it by 30 million, 36 million, every Ugandan is getting only $160,000 Uganda shillings. It cannot work. Then when you go to another areas, defense, which they get about 1.8 trillion, that's which they allocate to them. Now, we have, let us assuming we have army, which is the population of about, say, 50,000. This means that if you divide on that one, every soldier is managing to get 37 million, which is a lot of money, and non-productive. Sometimes they're not being rich, but they use that as a conduit to see that they can use whatever they want in campaign and so on and so forth. So I think this is, if you came with such a kind of transfer, what is being used in defense, then you transfer it in agriculture and education. I think you can change the unemployment. Shibazo, you remember now from our education system, from the say P7 up to university level, you find out those who have been graduated is over 400. But Uganda government has got employed only 500,000, and he employed the whole year, every year, which they can help in the government is only 9,000, which means that even you get the processors like MTN and so forth, other companies, the same numbers. What is this? Which means if you have got only, say, 1.5, you remain with almost 397. They're unemployed. Where are they going to do? Where are they going to be? That's why I say that you prefer to use this money to see that you can able to fill the gap of those unemployment.
Haji, 2 things. You were mayor of Kampala.
Yes.
You've been in twice
Yes.
as mayor of Kampala.
Yes.
In the last outing as mayor of Kampala,
Yes.
just thinking about the city,
Yes.
how many jobs were you able to create to inspire as a city?
Yes, we did, because, for instance, is a trade where you can employ a lot of people as a trade. I think that's why I see that is create that atmosphere. At least everybody must give a space to work. I know it was not very good, but it's the responsibility of the Kampala State Council, of the government, to see that everybody is employed. So what could you do on that area? Say that is, I think you should have alternative. For instance, when I was in Kampala, I managed to give a proposal. Let us have in 4 districts to get for the consolidated fund about maybe 10 billion. We buy those land, then we can create the space where these unemployed people, where they can go. So on this sense, say that is, instead of to move them from the city, or just say that is, let them go back, at least they've got alternative. So, but unfortunately, they never fulfill that program.
Haji, when you were coming the last time as mayor, you sold, quote unquote, and popularized the program saying Kavera.
Kavera, yes.
Kavera, everyone should go home with
yes,
Kavera.
yeah.
What became of it?
No, it was very good, because if you ask me today, as the population today, did you know or did you have received the Kavera for Sebagal? Everybody say yes, because they're experiencing, because now they've been everywhere, they've been supposed to be working, they've been casting them away without alternative where they're supposed to be working. I'm appreciating the development, but is in city, in African city, there must be 3 people, the lower one, the middle one, and also the high, all of these ones, so that they can able to say, this is my city. But you cannot engage in this person, and then you cannot have a chance to work anywhere by the sake of development. You're developed for what? You are not development for only the high class. You are development even these people, so that they could be happy. That's why I see that is, I suggest at that time, let us have some money from consolidated fund, so that we have 3 areas. We buy 4 areas. We bought about 5 acres. With Kawempe, Makindye, and Nakawa, and the same time Lubaga, so that is, we can able to have those ones. So whatever you just away from the city, at least they could have some alternative.
Viewers, I'm taking a break. When I return from the break, Haji spent almost 5 years, 5 or thereabouts, as advisor to the President of the Republic of Uganda. Candid question, how often did he actually see the President for him to advise him? And why did they fall out? Don't go away.